determined to stick it out. He was here to help the most talented horse he'd ever worked with get to the Olympics, and he was being paid a lot to do it. His only obstacle was the lad who would be riding him there. "Golden boy fall off again today?" asked Signa, unbuttoning his shirt as deftly as she plaited a mane. "Yep, that's 5 days in a row. They're competing again tomorrow, so they are." "Your accent is such a turn-on." Her kiss tasted of vodka. He liked that. Grey goose, the kick pure as sea surf, in this hotbed of fate rain, steel high-rise, and plastic trees. Coming up for air, and turning away to refill their glasses, he dwelt reluctantly on the memory of the boy at his last competition, unable to get the horse out of the collecting ring, dumped in the silica sand at the FEI official's feet. Luca had worked the stallion for an hour beforehand, privileged to be balanced on a fast-thinking powerhouse, the rocket detonating over practice fences, a warhorse ready to lay down his life to win, his trust total. But when the boy had taken over, his skills sketchy and his nerves tight, his faith was not in the horse or Luca, but in a birthright and advantage beyond their reach. Luca couldn't have done any more to help short of brainwashing the stallion to believe that the kid could ride. Michal needs to learn more feel. He let the second vodka burn into him. Right now he thinks show jumping is just about steering and staying on. The 13th child of a high-ranking royal, the young prince was a go-kart driver with a Grand Prix ego. "If anyone can teach feel, you can, yes?" Signis slapped her small palm against Luca's, fingers interlaced to draw his hand to her mouth, bonbon blue eyes gazing up into his. He sensed she knew exactly how cute she looked. "As Michel keeps reminding me, his show-jumping coach is a 4-time gold medalist from California." He gently removed his forefinger from her mouth, its soft, wet suck too fast-track. "I'm just here to warm up the saddle for him." "You're way more than that," Signa was indignant. "You are the horsemaker. Does Golden Boy have any idea how lucky that makes him?" Luca was grateful to her, cupping her face, tipping his twice-broken nose against her upturned one, then ducking away from another kiss to finish his vodka shot. Luca O'Brien, known to all as the horsemaker, had a well-renowned knack for settling difficult horses, making his home wherever he laid his Sam Shield helmet. It had kept him packing light and flying long haul for a decade, a literal globe-trotter. The horse he'd accompanied on this job was more difficult than most. Bechstein was named after the exquisite handmade concert piano, which was fitting given that it took a virtuoso to get a tune out of him. Highly strung, sensitive, headstrong, and explosive as a zeppelin, he was also off-the-scale talented. Produced by Gertrud Fuchs, one of Germany's top studs, the stallion had been hot-housed to jump at the highest level, achieving his first Olympic qualification at just 7. With his distinctive dapple grey coat like filigree silver, pure white mane and flamboyant style, he'd already earned a fan club in Europe. A collective roar of outrage going up when he'd been sold 6 months ahead of the London Olympics for a record-breaking amount. Although his youth and volatility had kept him from selection at home, his qualification for the Games was a golden ticket. Somewhat astonishingly, 19-year-old Prince Michal had an Olympic qualification of his own, achieved on a horse so experienced he could have taken a toddler round a World Cup track blindfold, but also so pensionable the veterinary team could no longer keep him legally sound. To continue his son's Olympic dream, Michal's father had not only bought the most hotly tipped show jumper in the world, but also the only rider who could keep the horse sane enough for a rookie to compete. It wasn't a job Luca would normally have taken, however fat the check, if he hadn't been carrying a big, open wound in his heart. He'd be spending the winter somewhere with unspoilt young horses to break, and snow on the ground as crisp and crunchy as the crystals in the vodka bottle. But somehow, head spinning from hung-up calls and hangovers, he'd let himself be talked into it, hoping 6 months of baking heat might finally hang his heart out to dry. Instead, he'd found himself boiling over with exasperation and knew getting drunk with pretty girls wasn't the solution. He wasn't sure how much longer he could rein in his temper with the reckless young prince.